Welcome back, my lovely community, my lovely civilians, citizens, just you wonderful people. And today, I'm bringing something sorta new to my channel. I've done series reviews, technically, during the finale of an anime I was currently watching and reviewing on the channel and everything. But this sort of series review is on a full series review over something that has aired in the past years that I've watched, or I have just recently watched, but I didn't review for you guys. So this way I can binge watch some series and catch up, and I can get caught up on other things, and yeah, that way I can do that. And today, for my very first full series review is So I Can't Play H, or I'd have to say, hold on, yeah, I'm looking it up right now. Dakara Boku wa H ga Dekinai. Yeah, I probably butchered that bad, didn't I? Attack me in the comments, I give you permission. But so you're wondering why I would be reviewing this. You probably haven't heard too much of it, or if you have and you're cringing, or you couldn't get past the first few episodes, I don't blame you whatsoever. Before anything else, if you're not a big fan of the harem genre, or the super ecchi genre, or the nipples on boobs genre, that's not a genre, that's just an animation style. My life is a lie! But yeah, if you're not a big fan of harems, or ecchi, or just that kind of premise to an anime and everything, this review isn't for you, that series isn't for you. But if you can tolerate, like, or just are plain interested in what I have to say, stick around and watch the video. It'll probably be a little lengthy and everything because it's a full series and I have quite a bit to talk about. So, grab some popcorn, get a drink, sit down, relax, just, yeah, get all comfy. You can pause the video. I can wait. Okay, yeah, I can't. Just please pause the video. I don't have the patience of a saint. But I'll start talking about what you're really expecting now. So I Can't Play H, the anime. Currently, from what I know, there is a manga to this, because I read the manga and everything up to the final chapter, and then I watched the anime several months later. I just finished binge watching this, so I'm doing it so everything's fresh in my mind. Yeah, I know. And it's like 3 in the morning for me. Reviewers don't sleep. Just a little tidbit. But yeah, so I just finished binge watching this, and I know there was a manga. I read the manga, and the anime was actually pretty different. It is. It's pretty damn different. And don't quote me on this. This is not... I don't know if this is true. There might be a light novel source. And for once in a very long time, since I've read the manga and watched the anime, I can honestly say I didn't hate the anime original ending, or just the path it took. Usually when a studio decides to go its own way for the anime, to do this and that and change up the plot and change up the style and the characters and all that, it really pisses people off, or it's just so ugly. But to be honest, So I Can't Play H had an anime original ending, as far as I know. If there is a light novel, I haven't read it, so they could have followed the light novel, who knows. But honestly, I didn't hate it. It was actually pretty damn good, if I have to say so for myself. It's for a harem ecchi with some action and drama and all that and seriousness. For a series like that, to have an outstanding ending when the first few episodes mislead you, I gotta give them a clap. To be honest, I thought it was gonna be like the manga and not as good. So I was honestly surprised for the past, I'd say, 5 or 6 episodes. Given this is a 12 episode anime, they probably could have built on it more and done so much more. But I honestly enjoyed the series, and I loved the ending. This is going to get into spoiler territory, because I'm going to talk about pretty much all the episodes that I can remember and that I can actually talk about and that have key points. So if you haven't seen the series, I will say one thing before, if you want to go check it out. The first 5 to 6 to somewhat into 7 episodes are completely misleading. They seriously are. The plot is in there, but it's buried underneath ass and titties. Ass and titties. Ass and titties. Titties, ass. Titties, 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 and ass. I'm not complaining about it and everything. They didn't do any censorship, so they have there's no God's light or anything. There's nipples in it and all that. But it's only in subbed form currently, and it's been like 2 years, but I digress. But if you haven't seen it already, stick through the first 7 episodes, then decide if you don't like it or not. Because the first 6 to 7-ish kind of mislead you, because they bury it underneath so much fan service and echiness and just comedy. But then, once you hit about 7 and 8 and everything, it starts to get more serious. The titties actually disperse and it's not as present. Granted, there are still some nipple shots and all that every so often, but as it goes on, there was one episode with no titties, if you don't count the opening or the ending, but yeah. There was no, like, bare titty shots or anything. For an anime ecchi series, that's mind-blowing, okay? This actually developed a good plot. It's not the best of plots, but it has an interesting premise. Basically, we have Shinigamis, or death gods, or kind of what they are. They're not exactly what they are in Bleach, and okay, don't make a comparison between this and Bleach, how they show their titties more than they do in there. They have Shinigamis, and they live in a world called Grimwald, and they basically share a nice relationship with humans. The royal family, Roshtel, set up a gate between both worlds so it can extend human life, because everyone is born with a certain amount of energy in their body and everything, and their lives are predestined. So they die at a certain point. Some people would live to probably age 10, some would live to 60, or die anywhere along that. So in order to extend human life and pretty much benefit off of it, since they needed to fuel their sun, since their sun was running out of energy, they formed a nice relationship with them where they go to the human world and collect energy from people by making contracts with them when they before they die, or while they're still like have a good amount of life left and everything, and collect the energy that's in their body. And some people are born with small amounts of energy, some are born with average, some are born with massive amounts. Like, they could have 1.5 million soul kind of energy, however they listed it. Some have enormous energy that the Shinigamis will use. They'll make a mutual contract between them and everything. It's not exactly mutual sometimes, but so they do that to fuel their sun and keep on living, and that extends human life and everything. So we have the main male character, Ryosuke, or Ryo, and everything. He's a guy that actually cares about people. He'll take care of them, he'll help them out. He's kind and caring and all that, but he does not hide his etchiness, his perversion whatsoever. He cares, and he thinks women are treasures and all that, but he does not hide his etchiness, or they call him Eurosuke because he's so erotic. But, yeah. Interesting kind of premise a little bit. And this main male character, he encounters a Shinigami right outside of his house. And that is Lisara, our fiery red-hot, red-haired main female character for, I'd say, about an episode. Then more and more females join in, and they start becoming they don't become exactly main female characters, but they're still almost main female characters and all that. You see them a lot. I just don't consider them to be on the same level as Lisara and Ryosuke's childhood friend, Mina, who has, I will say now, an enormous amount of energy, but needs to be unlocked. So, I will say, Ryosuke, since he doesn't hide his etchiness and his energy is literally fueled by his etchiness. He's carrying and everything, so he sees Lisara standing out in the rain. He invites her to his house and everything so she can not get sick and all that. She stabs him with a broken sword in the chest, and your first thought is, holy fuck, what the... This just went from 0 to 100 real quick. But, in fact, it didn't kill him. That sword goes through his body into his soul. And it's a provisional contract or temporary contract between Lisara and Ryosuke, so she can get energy to maintain her form in this world and collect energy so she could search for the One. The One is a person who holds millions and millions and millions of power, so they can use it to fuel and everything, and she wants to make a formal, complete contract with him. Because her family, the Restel, is one of the two royal families in Gunwald. It's hard to pronounce, okay? Don't hit me. I said don't hit me! Hey! I'm gonna tell my mom. But, yeah. So, the Restel and then the Golderberg and everything, those are the two royal families. One is... The Restel is the females' lineage and everything, where they protect the females and all that, and they monitor who goes where in what world and everything, and collect, while the Golderberg monitors the gate, and pretty much they also monitor a little bit of the energy. There was a rebellion in there, the Golderberg takes control, and they're always holed up in the gate place, so they want to destroy the gate, so... I'm getting a little ahead of myself, but... The head of there, the king, he wants to destroy it because the human population has been booming, and that was a result of their mutual relationship with the humans where their lives were expanded. With their lives expanded, the population just boomed. That's actually pretty damn interesting for a premise. And the queen, to split power between them, a war god broke his sword in two. Graham, and this is like an insanely fucking powerful sword, he broke it in two. He gave the blade to the male lineage, Golderberg and everything, and he gave the handle and part of the blade to the females, Restel. And that same sword was handle blade was shoved into Ryosuke. But little did he know, his father was a Shinigami, and his father left. We didn't hear anything after that once we found out about his father, but apparently Graham's other half was shoved inside of him as a child. It was always inside of him, so Graham became a complete sword, and Ryosuke has that power to himself after a while. So, she forms that, and she finds out his power is pretty much fueled by eroticness and all that, and every time he sees like boobs, nipples, or does something with Lisara, he can instantly refuel her, and usually it takes a couple days or sometimes a couple hours to build up the amount of energy that he can produce again. Yeah, that's what happens. And I do like that, like, he's a main male character who knows he's perverted, but he doesn't try to hide it, and he'll just go along with a lot of the situations. So yeah, it happens, and we get introduced to Lisara and Kayle. Kayle is very much a distant relative of Restel, another Shinigami, but she thinks of Lisara as an older sister. She was a villain, then became a friend and all that, because she made a provisional contract with Mina, and she eventually got accustomed. And then Iria, she's pretty much a model for a life insurance company. Think about that, a Shinigami doing life insurance. Now that's ironic. They're supposed to be the Grim Reapers and all that. Hello, I'm your Grim Reaper. If you don't want to die, buy some life insurance or else I'm coming to get you. I know, creepy, right? That's how I envisioned it. Don't hit me. But, yeah. So, we get introduced to the other female characters. Once we get that done, and we have more etchiness and all that, we come to actually get a little more serious on the plot. We have these beings, pretty much they're like assassins, but they're monsters. They don't feel any kind of emotion, they just follow their mission and all that, and they keep attacking Lisara and Ryosuke, so he keeps feeling, this keeps happening, and this happens for several episodes, and there's a lot of etchiness happening, so it does mislead you for the first 6 episodes. I was misled, seriously, because the amount of tone shift it went after that, it blew my mind. We actually got more seriousness. When Ryosuke awoke Graham, if he accumulates enough of his energy and all that, he can pull the sword from his soul and use it temporarily for a battle and all that, which is pretty damn awesome. It really is. He starts off always being protected, then he starts to protect himself, but he doesn't always fully assume that role yet. And basically, Mina gets kidnapped around episode 7 or 8 or something. She gets kidnapped, they go to the Shinigami world and all that, and Aria, Quelle, and Lisara and Ryosuke, they all go there to protect him. Ryosuke and everything, he's getting a little cocky with his sword and all that, and he wants to charge right in and save Mina. So he starts attacking, like, they're just everywhere. They keep appearing and all that, those assassin kind of beasts and all that. So he keeps attacking them, and Quelle gets hurt because she protects him. And Quelle had fallen in love with him after a few episodes. Well, more of she has a crush on him, along with Mina, and yeah. So we do have that. She protects him. They actually show blood and all that, so he puts his hand on there and he feels blood. He looks at it, and just the image of her blood on his hand literally gives him trauma. He passes out, or he's knocked unconscious or something, and Lisara takes him to her home, pretty much her mansion or whatever, to the Restel family and all that. They heal him, they healed Quelle, and they come to find out that the king of there, he had holed himself up, and there was a rebellion, and he has Mina and all that. So, this is where it starts taking its really deep shift and all that, so it's more fucking serious than you expect for this series. Ryosuke, once he was healed and he was awakened and everything, first of all, Lisara's mother is hot, but he looks at his hand and remembers the blood, and he starts freaking the fuck out. It's causing him emotional, mental, and all that kind of trauma because he couldn't protect someone. Pretty damn deep. We actually see a character being affected, but eventually he's forced to overcome that trauma, and because he wants to protect Lisara, who had gone along with Iria to go and infiltrate the tower where they gather all the energy and all that, where the king was like holed up in and everything and trying to destroy the gate with Mina, who had a massive amount of energy and all that. Yeah, so he chases after Lisara, who was being attacked and all that, and Iria has a bonding moment since they were childhood rivals and all that in their previous school and all that. But he chases after Lisara, and the king and Ryosuke have a fucking sword duel and all that. Bruh. Okay. Granted, it's not the best of action and all that. It was still pretty damn awesome. It gave me fucking shivers. If the way to give me shivers, the way I see it, is if it's feels, unexpected action, badass moments that are either expected or unexpected, or just moments where you see the most development in characters that you did not expect, or that was just like you hit a sudden realization. When I get those shivers, I know I'm fucking enjoying a series. To be totally honest with you guys. So while he was having that fight and everything, Lisara got owned and everything, and she was scarred up from a bunch of burns and all that and cursed. And it's basically the king has a mad sword who doesn't like get sheathed until it has a sacrifice, versus Graham, the war god's sword, and they're just fucking. It's a sword duel and all that, and then Ryosuke pulls some Graham magic thing and it shoots out and stabs him. But here's the twist. We thought it was going to be a happy ending and that it was going to have a crappy, like, series ending after that, because this was only, like, episode 9 or something. Here's the twist. Ryosuke ended up destroying the gate anyways. On accident. He accomplished what the king couldn't do. And the king even said, congratulations. Well, after he said they love humans and they just want to restore order, because since their population was booming, humans now suffer from famine, war, and all that, and this will restore order. So, here's the fucking plot twist. Yeah, the plot twist is Ryosuke ends up destroying the gate and inadvertently killing, I'd say, probably in the millions. He doesn't have a hand in their deaths, totally, but through this gate, Death Reaper, the Grim Reapers and all that, start going out and taking the souls of those who've had their lives prolonged. So lots of people have lost their lives through this, and Ryosuke was unconscious for a week. And when he finally woke up, he was in the human world, but there was no electronics around him, and pretty much the girls were all trying to keep his sanity and trying to avoid telling him the horrible truth that he had caused this and all that, and that a lot of people have died, and there was so much going on that was wrong in the world now. That fucking surprised me. That plot twist, and even the very plot twist at the very beginning and everything. Our main male character only has 3 months to live at the very beginning. Around this time, he only had 2 weeks left. And then a little later on, he had a week. And another plot twist was, we all expected him to be saved by Mina's power, because Mina could have saved him. All he had to do was go on a date and accept her love and fall in love with her and all that. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Our main male character actually fucking died. Seriously. This nigga was dead as fuck. Alright. This is where my smiles really stop in this review, because I'm honestly astounded by the amount of serious and just the plot twists and all that was in this series so far. He died because alright, we thought originally he was going to be a dense main male character like all the other male protagonists and all that for harem animes, but even when Mina confessed to him, he couldn't come up with an answer, so he tried to blow it off, and she confessed to him again. He couldn't accept it. He had fallen in love with Lisara and all that, and we find out later on he had sent several emails to her before he had died in Lisara's arms and all that, that he hurt her, he realized her feelings, and he said he loves her too, but if only they weren't childhood friends. That he would, if they weren't childhood friends, he would have loved her like a girlfriend, married her, and had kids with her, and died with her and all that. That's pretty damn fucking serious. This series was surprising as hell for me. And I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. When he had woken up and all that, he found out all his electronics were pretty much gone because there was issues with them now because of what he had caused. And this female, Dahlia and everything, she's another Death Reaper and all that, but hers is, she actually takes the souls and energy, so people actually die and all that. So she's insensitive and all that, and she becomes pretty much just a conflicting character in the very last few of the episodes. It was sad when when Ryosuke died, because you have all of them, including his mother, crying over him, and then Dahlia, she tries to take his soul and energy and all that, but Ram is still stuck inside of him. So she couldn't take that, and she was about ready to like rip it out of him and all that. But Mina had read the emails. Her power was unlocked and all that. So this Dahlia was really interested in this. Her curiosity was piqued, so she decided to wait a little bit longer until her curiosity ran it out, and then she would take the Gram and his soul and energy from him, therefore making his death completely finalized. And they pulled the sword that made the provisional contract. It wasn't a Gram sword or anything, but that made the provisional contract with Kele out of Mina. And here's some hardcore shit. Lisara took that sword, stabbed herself, and forcefully detached her soul so she could go and get Ryosuke's. She did that, and she was pulling him up. The scars start disappearing and all that, because it was a cursed scar and all that, and that disappears into the void. Where you see Ryosuke hanging there, Gram still pierced through his soul and all that, but he's hanging there by a chain while there's a black hole trying to pull his soul away. And Lisara, she pulls and pulls and pulls and pulls and pulls, and finally, we did get a happy and everything. He wakes up and his life is prolonged, which I'm really liking and everything, because you can't end on a dark note like that. No, you can't. Not especially with an anime. Harem anime. Please, no. And I will say, it's not a typical harem anime, because our main male character does end up dating Lisara and everything. Ryosuke, he had confessed a couple episodes before he died and everything, that he had finally realized how he'd felt about her and everything, and he didn't want to. He accepted, but Lisara wanted him to live, so she wanted him to get together with Mina, which was torturing her. It's pretty damn serious, I know. It was actually some serious drama and all that. And at the very end, she finally admits that she loves him and all that, and they actually get together. And Ryosuke, our comedy, ecchi man, is back. He goes, "Come on, lovers should bathe together. I need to refuel my lust power." I'm gonna miss this series and all that. It was actually pretty damn funny. And the OVA, I'd say it was probably situated around episode 5, somewhere between episode 5 and 6 or something, right after Iria was introduced and defeated and all that. Because it's basically a swimsuit contest, and there's no real effect on the plot whatsoever. It was good and all that, but this series surprised me. I would have given it up and everything, but once I got to episode 7, that's when I got really interested. I was interested in before and all that, but I did like how the plot twist, it actually got a little darker, and there was more unique things to it, and I'd actually recommend this anime if you aren't So if you actually could tolerate, or if you like the nipples on boobs, or the no censorship, or the harem, or the ecchi genres and all that. Because for me, I personally enjoyed this series, and if you have somewhere around my same likes or dislikes and everything, then I think you might like this too. You might, so just give it a try. Watch up in episode 7 this time, because it'll actually give you a real, like, that you'll see the plot twist and how it misleads you for the first 6 episodes. So, this is my very first full series review. I'll be doing a lot more, like for No Game No Life or Trigun and all that. So it won't be very often on the channel, but it'll make an appearance every now and then. So if you haven't already, leave a like, comment, subscribe for more reviews, reactions, vlogs, talks, walks, dogs, money, punny, wani, bunny, uni, bada, uda, ada. I don't know what that was. Be sure to follow the links down in the description. It'll take you to the anime. Be sure to follow to my Twitter. It'll be very much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching. If you actually stuck around until this point, you're a trooper. And hopefully, you might actually like So I Can't Play H. It was a good series for me. I binged watched it in less than a day. This is Outdox Nation here, my lovely community, my citizens, my civilians, my YouTube friends. I'll see you guys in the next video. I'm gonna sign off. So, this is goodbye for now. Have a good day. Bye-bye.